Hi everyone, I am Bhumika Rathi. Welcome to my channel. On this channel, we are doing practices for competitive exams in which I am going to cover your English grammar at the very first. And today we are continuing our topic pronouns. So let's see the use of reflexive pronoun. In the last video, I taught you the rules for possessive pronouns. These one, we have covered possessive pronouns. Now let's see the reflexive pronouns rules. Yes. Now let's see the use of reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronoun will be used when the words like self, oneself, himself, herself are used. So let's see the example that we have. The poor man poisoned himself and his children. So here the word himself is reflexive pronoun. Now let's see the rule number 1 that we have. These are the mandatory verbs that we will see with which we will use reflexive pronoun. Alright, now let's see. Acquit, avail, reconcile, assume, resign, avenge, exert, apply, adapt, adjust, pride, absent, and enjoy. So let's see how they will be used as examples. We adapt ourselves to the changing climate. So here ourself has been used with this word which I told you in this. So here ourself is reflexive pronoun. Then we have next example. The officers acquitted themselves. So here acquitted is the word which I told you. And themselves is reflexive pronoun. Then we have reconciled herself. So here herself is a reflexive pronoun which we have used. Exert themselves, apply yourself, pride myself, avail yourself. Now moving on, we have more for rule number 1. These are the special cases we will see for enjoy and absent. So let's see the case number 1 for enjoy. If the object is mentioned, then no reflexive pronoun will be used. For example, we have they enjoyed the party. So here we have not used reflexive pronoun. And if the object is not mentioned, then we will use reflexive pronoun. This is the exception, alright? Don't forget this. They enjoyed during vacation. So instead of using this, we will say they enjoyed themselves during vacation. Now moving on, we have the case 2 for absent. If absent word is used as adjective, then we will not use reflexive. For example, he was absent. Then we have, if the absent is used as verb, so we will use reflexive pronoun with it. He absented himself. Alright. Now here himself is the reflexive pronoun which we have used. Now moving on, we have reflexive restrictions. Let's see the rule number 2. Rule number 2 says verbs not taking reflexive. These words don't take reflexive pronoun with themselves. Let's see. Keep, stop, turn, qualify, bath, move, rest, and hide. Let's see the examples for these. You should keep away from bad boys. So, along with the word keep, we have not used any reflexive pronoun. Then we have second example, hide in the room. Then we have rule number 3. Subject or object uses. Let's see. Reflexive pronoun cannot be used as subject or object unless related noun or pronoun is mentioned earlier. So, let's see the examples that we have. So here we have myself Ramesh from Delhi. I told you that they cannot be used as subject. So here Ramesh is the subject that we have, and along with that we cannot use reflexive pronoun. Instead of saying myself Ramesh from Delhi, we will say I am Ramesh from Delhi. Then we have second example, yourself and he reached there. So instead of using yourself as object or subject, we will say you and he reached there. Then we have Rohit will do this work for myself. Myself cannot be used. Instead of that, we will say for me. Rohit will do this work for me. Then we have, this we can see, I myself did this work. So here, along with I, we can use myself. This is quite important. You can notice over here. I myself did this work. Now moving on, we have use of distributive pronoun. Let's see the rule number 1. Either versus any or one. Either is used for two people, between two people. For the two people, either is used. Now, let's see the examples. Either of these 3 friends. We cannot use either for 3 friends. So, this becomes wrong. We will say, instead of this, we will use either of these 2 pen is red. So, between 2, we can use the word either. Then we have more than 2. If more than 2 is there, we will use any or one. So, let's see. One of these 3 friends is naughty. So here one has been used between 3 people. Then we have second rule. It's quite similar to the rule number 1. We have neither or none. Neither versus none. So let's see. Neither is again for the two people. Similarly, like either. Now let's see the example that we have. Neither of these two girls is active. So between two girls, we have used the word either. And one more rule I forgot to tell you. So neither of these two girls is active. Many of you might get confused that is singular one, and here we have the plural form. So along with that, we should use are. But neither means or either means with any of them, either the first person or the second person. So along with that, we will use the first form of verb is will be used. Now let's see, more than two is there, then we will use none. Now let's see, for example, we have neither of his four sons. So we cannot say neither. Neither is between two, as I told you. So instead of that, we will use none. None of his four sons looked after him. Now let's see the use of reciprocal pronoun. They show mutual relationship. Let's see. The first one we have is each other. It is used for two people, thing, or anything. Alright. Now let's see the examples. His knees knocked each other. So each other will be used instead of one another. One another is for more than two, and each other is between two. So here, his knees, knees are two, so we will use each other. Now let's see one another. One another is used for more than two. So students of class 12 bade one another goodbye. So here one another is correct. Because the students of class 12, there are lots of students, there is not two students. So we will say one another instead of each other. Now moving on, we have use of demonstrative pronouns. So let's see. Pronouns that point out persons or things like this, that, these, those, such, the same. They all are demonstrative pronouns. So when used before nouns, they are demonstrative adjectives. This is quite important. So let's see the rule number 1 that we have. Rule number 1 is near. If the thing is near to us, so we will use in the singular form this. And if the thing or non-living thing is near to us, but it's in plural, like it's in more than one, so we will use plural form of this is these. So we have an example. This is a cat. So here this is for the near one. Then we have these are cats. So here it's a plural one, and along with that we have used these since the object is near. Yes. Now let's see the rule number 2 for demonstrative pronoun. Distant and comparison. So for distant objects we will use that in the singular form, and in the plural form we will use those. So that is a book, and in the plural we have those are the books. Those are books. Now let's see the comparison rule. This is quite crucial. Let's see. To avoid repetition of a noun in comparisons, for the singular form we use that of, and in the plural we use those of. Alright. Now let's see the examples that we have. The climate of Pune is better than that of Mumbai. Alright. Instead of using again climate of Mumbai, so we will use that of. Similarly, we have second example. The streets of Delhi are wider than those of Mumbai. So here we have the climate. Climate is singular, streets are plural. So with the plural we will use those, and with singular we will use that of. Now moving on, we have rule number 3 for demonstrative pronouns, in which we have substitution. Let's see. 1 is used to avoid repetition of singular noun, and once is used for plural nouns. So let's see. Don't use once. One, then apostrophe and s. It becomes possessive here. So let's see the examples that we have. This is the new version, but that is an old one. So for the singular noun, the noun which we have, like new version of something like a car, this is the new version of this car. So this has been used. Along with that we will use one. And if there is a plural form, along with that we will use once. So in the second example we have, these are new books, but those are old ones. Alright, so we have completed the possessive rules for possessive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, distributive pronouns, reciprocal pronouns, and at last we have covered our demonstrative pronouns. So this is all for today. Meet in the next video with new rules. Thank you.